So later tonight, me and a good friend of mine are heading out to a big game of poker. Now, my friend's name is Zach. Now, unfortunately, Zach is unemployed and extremely broke. So he comes up to me before the game and says, listen, Derek, I know you're extremely skilled with a deck of cards, way better than I am. So I hear you're dealing tonight. Can you please stack the deck so you can give me the winning hand? I need the money. I'll owe you one. I'll owe you big time in the future. And because I'm such a good friend, of course I agree. I will deal him a really strong hand, all right? So we get to the game, and before we're seated, I just need to ask him, okay, this is a 5-hand game. Where at the table do you want to sit so I know how to stack the deck and where to deal the cards out? So let's assume that Zach chooses the 4th position at the table, which will be right here. So the casino hands me the deck, and of course they're going to be watching me very closely to ensure that we have a fair game. But when you have someone as skilled with a deck of cards as me, then it's not going to make a difference how the deck is shuffled, because I'm secretly stacking the deck to give my boy a really strong hand. So I'm already in a pretty good position. I just need to give the cards a couple more cuts here, and I think that, oh wait, no, I'm pretty sure. No, actually, I think I'm a couple cards off if I just give the cards a very quick cut, maybe right about there. Okay, yes, now I think the deck should be completely stacked for the 5-hand game to give Zach a very, very strong hand. So we can deal out 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Zach. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5. And now that the hands are dealt out, let's see who's taking home the money. So, player number 1 here, we can see he was not really dealt anything good. He just has an ace of clubs high. So as of now, he's obviously in the lead, but I don't think it's going to hang out for too long. Let's see, the next player also doesn't have much. He also has an ace high, so we have to go to the second high card. He has a jack, which is higher than his 8. So player 2 has overtaken the lead on the leaderboard. We take a look at player 3. Player 3 is now in the lead with a pair of 8s and a king of spades high. Jack sees that. He's a little nervous, but he has nothing to be nervous about, because I told him that I had him in the beginning of the game. And you guys can see Zach has been dealt a clean, straight flush in spades, 5 through 9. So now Zach has the biggest smile on his face. He knows he's about to win big time. He's so happy. But my friend, listen, I love you, but this is a big lesson on why you should never trust anybody. Did you really think I was gonna deal anyone at the table the winning hand other than myself? Because I have a royal flush in diamonds. Anyways guys, that is the trick. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. So now let's get straight into the tutorial. Yo, what's up YouTube? It's the Cardtrix Master here again today for another video. And I'm back once again, guys, with another video. And today, wait, what? That's the wrong intro? Oh, that's Cardmaster X's intro. Oh, I see. But I mean, I'm the Cardmaster, so it doesn't really matter. Well, no, but look, I get it. I know. It's the Cardtrix Master here again today for another video. I'm back once again, guys, with another video, for another video, with another video. I know. I'm saying the same exact shit 2 times in a row. I know. Y'all all heard me the first time. Listen, I don't get it either. I don't make the rules. I'm just the messenger, okay? I'm sorry. I just deal with it. Just deal with it. Goddamn. Shit. What the... That was this shit. That's better. Anyways, what's going on, guys? It is Cardtrix 8 here. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you the cool little poker style effect that you just saw. This effect will have your friends thinking you are an expert with playing cards, and no one's ever going to want to play poker with you ever again. When in reality, this takes little to no skill whatsoever. So I'm not going to waste any of your time. Just gonna remind you, follow me on Instagram, do all that good stuff. And yeah, just shut up. Let's learn how to do this really cool trick. Alright guys, hopefully you stuck around for the tutorial. So we're just gonna dive right into this here. So there is a little bit of a setup, and it is the following. So you're going to take any deck of cards and you're going to remove a straight flush of any values in any suit that you'd like. I have the 5 through 9 of spades in my scenario. And then you're going to remove a royal flush, also of any suit that you'd like. They can be the same suit, they can be different suits, it doesn't matter. Just do whatever suits you. Ha, get it? But anyways, here is the setup. You're going to take 2 random cards, just as so. You're going to take 1 card from the straight flush, then 1 card from the royal flush. Then it's going to be 3 random cards. 1 card from the straight flush, 1 card from the royal flush. 3 cards again, 1 card from the straight flush, 1 card from the royal flush, and you're essentially just repeating that until there are no more cards left. 3 random, 1 and 1, 3 random, 1 and 1. Once you've done that, you can take that entire stack, put it on top of the deck, and you are essentially ready to perform. Now, one little tip I want to give you guys. If you noticed, I had my straight flush in numerical order, 5 through 9, so when I deal the hand out, it actually will be in numerical order, because I find that to be pretty, it looks cleaner and it looks pretty impressive. But if you notice, I didn't have my royal flush in complete order. Let me explain why. It's okay to not be completely perfect, if that makes sense. Like, it's not necessary for the royal flush to be in perfect 10 through ace order. In fact, I find sometimes it can take away from a trick, because if something seems a little too perfect, it's less believable. So just keep that in mind for this trick, and also any other tricks that you do within your card magic, okay? But essentially here, the only skill required is false cuts and false shuffles. You want to know how to make it look like you are mixing up the deck when you really aren't. So some examples of false shuffles and false cuts that I did in the performance. I'm not sure what this is called, but this is one of the easiest false cuts that you can do. You're essentially just swinging over the top half into the opposite hand. You're turning it and tapping it against the side of the bottom packet. You're setting the bottom packet down, setting the top pack right back on top of it. That's an easy one. This one is a little more difficult, but I did what was known as the, I'll do it in slow motion, the classic pass false cut. I did that in the performance. It's one of the most convincing false cuts I think I've ever seen in my life. If you don't know how to do a classic pass, then it is definitely a little bit difficult. I will leave a link to a classic pass tutorial in the description below, because I have taught it before. Because once you know how to do the classic pass, you'll figure out how to do the cut in like 2 seconds. Alright. I did the, I think it's called the triple false table cut, which looks a little something like this. That's a nice, easy one. Again, I'll link some of these references in the description box below. As far as false shuffling wise, I did a move known as the Zorro Shuffle. Now this one is a little bit difficult if you don't know how to do it already, and I would definitely highly recommend that you learn how to do this move. It's one of the most convincing false shuffles you'll ever learn. I'm not sure how it looks from this back angle. It probably doesn't look as good, but from the front angle, it looks completely invisible. It looks like an actual shuffle. So that's step one. Just make sure you know how to do some false cuts and false shuffles. Now let's get into the actual trick and the pattern itself. So you're going to have a spectator. Okay, and the performance's name was Zach, but obviously your spectator's name is whatever it is. And you're going to tell them, okay, we're going to a poker game, and okay, you came up to me to deal a winning hand. Again, you don't need to follow this pattern. This is just an example. You can present the pattern however you want. In fact, I encourage you to come up with some, original lines and stuff like that. So, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and obviously you're sitting at the 5th position. They're going to say what position they'd like to sit in at the table. Now, depending on what position they say, that's going to determine the outcome of this trick. So, remember you have 2 cards, 2 random cards on top of the deck, and then the first card of the actual flush is in the 3rd position. So, hypothetically speaking, let's say they want to sit in the 3rd position. Now, the 3rd position is actually a very common named position, so that's why you start off with the 2 random cards on top. You don't need to do anything. You can just do your false cuts, your false shuffles as you're speaking and going on with your pattern. And then you just need to deal out the cards as normal, and everything should come out perfect. So now, let's go with this. So let's say they want to sit in the 3rd position at the table. You say, okay, do your false cuts and shuffles.
And then you deal out all the cards.
So now, once you've done this, here's the scenario. All of these hands are going to be random. It doesn't make a difference. Even my hand is going to be random, okay? So what's going to happen always is whatever position they name, in this case the 3rd position, they're going to be dealt the flush. But the position next to them, is always going to be the hand with the royal flush. So obviously in the performance, my patter was along the lines of, oh, well, here's why you shouldn't trust anyone, because I dealt myself the royal flush. And we'll talk about that scenario in just a little bit. But if you end up in a scenario like this where they say the third position, the scenario you would want to go with is say, okay, you trusted me to deal you this hand, and I dealt in the hand of the third position, but you see, little did you know, little did you know that player number 4 was actually my right-hand man, and I dealt him the winning hand instead. So that can be an idea as far as patter goes. Or you can be like, whoops, I messed up, I'm sorry, and then it can go as that. But I don't like to use that because maybe it appears that you're not as skilled as you thought you were, and I don't know, I just don't like that as much. But let me get into a couple different scenarios here. Okay, so just to save time, I restacked the deck as I showed you earlier. Now I'm going to go over all the other scenarios that can happen depending on what other position they name. So again, if they name the third position, you don't need to do anything. You just do your false cuts and whatever, and you can just deal out the cards, and automatically the hands will work out as I showed you. Now, let's say they want the first position, okay? That means you want the first card from the flush, which is the third card from the top, to be at the very top of the deck. So all you need to do is include a double undercut somewhere in, your cutting and shuffling sequence, and you're going to be double undercutting those top 2 cards to the bottom of the deck, leaving that first card from the flush on top. Now, if you deal out the cards on the table, since they're at the first position, the flush is going to be here. The royal flush is going to be in the second position, and then the rest of the hands are just going to be random, okay? And I'm not going to go through all the dealing now, just take my word on that, trust me, alright? If they name the second position, then you want the first card from the flush to be in the second position. This is pretty easy math, I'm assuming for most of you. Now all you have to do is double undercut 1 card from the top to the bottom instead. And then once you deal out, I'll just deal as an example, but you can already see the first card is here, and the flush is already starting here. So you guys understand at this point. Like I said, if they happen to name 3 cards, then you don't need to do anything. You can just deal because you already have 2, and then the first card's in the third position. If they name the 4th position, like I did in the performance, then all you have to do is double undercut 1 card from the bottom to the top. Because again, right now, that first card for the stack is in the 3rd position, so you want to get it into the 4th position. So all you have to do is catch a break on the bottom card. I like to just buckle the bottom card, but you can get the break any way that you wish. And then all you need to do is just swing cut over, drop it off, and then you can either just double undercut the rest, or you can table cut. I personally like to table cut them, but again, this all suits your style, depends on how you want to do it. And now from here, if they choose the 4th position, then you would deal out all the cards. Obviously, you'd be doing it face down. I'm just showing you for tutorial purposes. And this is my favorite scenario, because now they get the they get the straight flush as always, but now instead of just a random person getting the royal flush, now you get the royal flush. And then you can say, oh, well, it really goes to show that I'm skilled and I'm going to deal myself the winning hand. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Again, the concept is easy. All you need to really do is know how to false shuffle and the false cut, some double undercuts, and then you can do this effect. Another quick little thing I can mention is you don't have to do double undercuts if you don't want to. Let's say you need to get 1 card from the top to the bottom. If you really wanted to, you can just pass it right to the bottom. It doesn't really make a huge difference, but I think for just a couple cards, the pass isn't really necessary. I would recommend just doing some double undercuts. It'll make your job a whole lot easier. But yeah, that's essentially it. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section below, because for me, the one thing I found to be a little odd is, again, if they name 1, 2, or 3, because then a random person is getting the royal flush. Or how do you construct your pattern around giving a random player a royal flush and not yourself? Because you would think, oh, well, normally I want to get the royal flush. Why would I deal it to someone else? I don't know. Again, that's where you have to kind of construct your pattern around it and figure out what works for you. Alright? But, yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys for the next video. Cardtrix 8 signing off. Peace out.